Hi my dear student friends, this is Sunita from Department of CSE. Today I am going to explain thread creation. So nothing but how to create a thread in Java for second year CSE students. So we want to create a thread. We are having two ways. There are two ways to create a thread in Java. They are first one by implementing extends thread class. The second one by implementing the runnable interface. First one by implementing extends thread class. Second one by implementing the runnable interface. So by using these two ways we need to create a thread. First one, extends thread class. By implementing extends thread class. A thread is to create a new class that extends thread class using the following two steps. Generally, the thread is created a new class that extends the thread class using following two steps. So we are using two steps here to create a thread by using extends thread class. This approach provides more flexibility in handling multiple threads. So generally this approach is more flexible. So to create the threads, especially in multiple threads, created using available methods in thread class. So by using available thread classes, methods of thread class, so easily we are creating the particular extends thread class. So with the help of two steps we are creating a thread by using this extends thread class. Step 1. First step is we will need to override run method. First we need to override the run method. Already I explained with a program what is override, what is method overriding, what is the method overloading and all. Already you will recall this point in this time. So we will need to override the run method available in the thread class. So already in the thread class we are having different types of methods as we discussed in the previous lecture. So one of the method is run method in the thread class. Already it's available. This method provides entry point for the thread and you will put you complete business logic inside this method. So this method provides entry point for the thread. So entry point is nothing but thread is created or it is going to start to run, ready to run. So in this way it's going to be complete its business logic inside the method. So we want to run a thread. So here we are using the simple syntax for the run method, that is public void run method we are using. Public void run method we are using. So this is the syntax we are using to write a particular run method, that is what public void run method. That is a step 1. Step 2. Once thread object is created, you can start it by calling start method. Once the thread object is created, you can start it by calling start method, which execute all call to run method, which executes a call to run method. The following is a simple syntax for start method. So what is the start method? How to write a start method? Void start. This is the syntax for start method. Void start. So how to create a thread object So thread means what Thread is nothing but what? Class actually. That's why that is a thread. This is what? Thread name. Thread means what Thread name. is the thread object. T is the thread object equal to new thread. This is the syntax to creating a particular thread object. So we want to start a thread, we are using void start method. We want to run a thread, we are using public void run method. With the help of these two steps, we are creating a thread by using extended thread class. By using extended thread class. Here I have taken a simple program. So already I know that I told this. This syntax is used for create an object for thread class. So what is the syntax ma? Thread name, that is thread, thread object, that is T equal to new thread. Thread name, thread object equal to new thread. So this syntax is used for creating an object for thread class. Here I will write small program for easy understanding of you. That is, here I write a class, that is nothing but what ma? Thread class. Here class is nothing but thread class. By using which way? Extends method. By using extends, by implementing extends a thread class. That's why. So how to write? Class my thread, that is the name of the thread. My thread is nothing but what ma? Name of the thread, extends thread. So here I create a class. So it means what ma? Here the thread is started. New thread is born, thread is started. Then the thread is going to be run. So with the help of which method? Only one method, that is what ma? Run method. What is the syntax of run method? Public void run. So here we wrote the run method. So in this method, so we write some statement. What is that statement? For int I is equal to 0, semicolon I less than 10, semicolon I plus plus. We are using writing for loop. Here directly I am initializing the looping variable I with the help of int data type. Int is the keyword to represent the integer type of data. So for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Here I print some statement, system.out.println child thread. System.out.println child thread. Then I close this particular run method and I close this particular class and particular loop all. So this entire the process what I wrote here. So from this instruction to this instruction, this total activity, this total what I wrote here, this total activity is considered as a defining a thread. This process is nothing but what ma? Defining a thread. So first we need to define a thread. So how to define a thread? First we need to create a thread class with the help of extends thread. So that is called class my thread. Thread name extends thread. So with the help of run method, so you want to execute, we are using the one method, that is called run method. Here we are using some statements. We wrote some statement with some logic. So this entire the process what I wrote here, this entire the process is called this total activity is considered as a defining a thread. So here this part we will be executed by child thread. So this part this is going to be executed by the child thread. So then we need to create a child thread. We need to create a child thread. Here with the run method, whatever we write the code is called job of the thread. Here override the run method. This is what ma? This entire the thing is called as job of the thread. We are going to execute something. Here we are overriding the run method. You need to remember the terminology you need to understood the terminology clearly here. This is entire the thing is called as what ma? This entire the thing is called as job of the thread. So this is here override the run method. Here we can override the run method. So this part will be executed by whom? This portion is going to be executed by child thread. So here we are defining a thread. Then here we start class thread demo. Here we can start the class thread demo. In this we are start the main method. We start the main method, public static void main. We start the main method, public static void main string args, throws exception. Any exceptions is available, it will be throws the exceptions. So here the main method is started. In the main method, so we will create a thread object. So that is what ma, how to create thread object, thread class object. What is the syntax? In the second step I told you. So how to create a class object as well as we can create a thread object. This is both are same I told. What is that? This is what ma, my thread. My thread is nothing but what? Thread name. This is t is equal to thread object equal to new thread. This is also called what? First we create one thread. The thread is called what ma? Main thread, creating an object of child thread. Here this is the my thread is nothing but what ma? Main thread. So this main thread creates what? Object for the child thread. Here t is the object for child thread. So until this instruction, how many threads are created? Only one thread is created. That is what? Main thread. When you start the main method, only we are creating the one thread, that is main thread. With the help of in the main thread, we are creating the object of child thread. So when we are creating the object of child thread, it is not considered as a second thread. So it's only we are creating here an object of child thread. When we come to this point, t dot start method, here the child thread is started. Here the child thread is started, t dot start. So up until this instruction, only we can create one thread, that is main thread. So when we come to this point, when the compiler come to this point, t dot start method, the child thread is also be created. This is the child thread starting of the thread. Here before this t dot start method, so when we are having the main thread, that is main thread. Until this only we can create one thread, that is the main thread. When we come to the this instruction, when the compiler come to this instruction, automatically here we can consider this one is the main thread and second one is the child thread. One is the main thread, the second one is the child thread. So come to this portion for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Then we can print a statement, that is system.out.println, that is a main thread. What I want to print ma? That is main thread. So here we need to remember this point. This portion of here is this portion is entirely is called as responsible to create an object, and second one is main thread starts the child thread. What is the main thread ma? My thread is called as main thread. So main thread starts what ma? Child thread. What is the t dot start? Here the child thread is going to start an execution. So this part will be executed by main thread. This entire the part, what we are write in the main method, so this is entire the part will going to execute by the main thread. So my thread will execute this particular part. So then we will end this particular logic. So then now this the main thread is going to execute this statement. This is the statement. What is that? System.out.println main thread. So what about child thread ma? Already when the compiler comes to here, t dot start. So t is nothing but what ma? Is the object of child class. Automatically the compiler go and execute this particular block. This go and execute this particular block. That's why I mentioned this point. This part will be executed by child thread. So what is the child thread? When it started t dot start, that is the that is created the child thread. When the compiler comes to this point, automatically it will go and search for this particular portion, then it will execute this particular block. So now we can expect which type of output we will get this particular program. So here we can't say exactly this is the output. Why? Because it will execute the thread simultaneously. It will execute the thread simultaneously. My expected outputs in 3 cases. So case 1. So here how many times I want to print this less than 10 means what? 0 to 10 means, that means 0 to 10 times, that 10 times. So for example, in case 1 as expected output, 10 times it will print main thread. After print the main thread, then it will print 10 times the child thread. This is the one case. 10 times main thread, after simultaneously it will execute the 10 times of child thread. This is the case 1. Case 2, main thread, child thread, main thread, child thread, main thread, child, alternate one by one. So main thread, child thread, main thread, child thread. Like this it will execute the print the output. This is the case 2. Case 3, main thread, main, and some main threads, some child threads, some main threads, some child threads, some main threads, some child threads. So we will get different outputs. Here we can't say exactly this is the output it will print. So this is the, it will give a different types of outputs. Means it's run to run and system to system, the output will be different. Run to run, the system to system, the output will be different. But why? Because it will be execute the threads simultaneously. So what is the case 1 output? It will execute 10 times main thread. After main thread it will execute 10 times child thread. Otherwise case 2, main thread, child thread, main thread, child thread, and so on. In the case 3, some main threads, some child threads, some main threads, some child threads. Like this it will print the output. So this is the explanation regarding to the how we can create the thread by using extends thread class. So what is the second category? By implementing runnable interface. We can create a thread by implementing runnable interface. So this is, if your class is intended to be executed as a thread, then you can achieve this by implementing runnable interface. If our class is intended to be executed as a thread, then you can achieve this by implementing the runnable interface also. So we will need to follow 3 basic steps here. So here we need to create a thread by using this approach. We need to follow 3 steps. In the previous approach we are having 2 steps. One is the run, how to create a run method to override a run method, and how to create a thread object and how to start the execution. Here we are following 3 steps. The step 1. As a first step, you need to implement a run method provides by runnable interface. This method provides entire point of the thread and will put you complete business logic inside this method. So here we are using some syntax for run method, that is public void run method. So then second step, at the second step you will instantiate a thread object using the following constructor. Here we need to instantiate a thread object using the following constructor. That is what? Thread of runnable thread object comma string thread name. This is the thread object using by the constructor. You want to create that, we are using this syntax. What is that? Thread of runnable thread object comma string thread name. So where Thread object is an interface or instance of a class that implements a runnable interface, and thread name is the name given to the new thread, where thread object is an instance of a class that implements the runnable interface, and thread name is the name given to the new thread. Thread name is given to the name of the thread. Here step 3. Once thread object is created, you can start it by calling start method, which executes a call to run method. So when the thread object is created, you can start it by calling start method, as I explained previous, which executes by calling a run method. The following is a simple syntax for start method is void start. Here we are using 3 steps. For first one is for what ma? To create the run method, public void run. For create an object by using constructor with the help of this syntax. So next one, we need to run a particular thread, uh, starting thread, that is by using start method. Here I am taking small program according to you. This is class my runnable implements runnable, class my runnable implements runnable. So that is what ma class my runnable implements runnable means what. So here this is the my runnable is the name of the thread class. My runnable is the name of the thread class. Here implements runnable. So which way we are using implements runnable. So then we can start the run method. Here we can write a logic according to that same logic I am using here also. So this entire the portion is called what ma? This entire the portion is called what? Job of the thread. This entire the portion is called job of the thread. Way of this task or this activity from this to this. So what is that? This total activity is called as define a thread. This is called define a thread. Define a thread. Here we can define a thread or we can create a thread. So then we can start a class demo thread. Here we can start a class demo thread. So here we start the main method, public static main method string args. In this main method, so what we need to do here? Here we can create a runnable object first for thread runnable object. How to create thread runnable object? By using this syntax. What is this syntax ma? Thread. What is thread? Thread name. Thread name is what ma? My runnable. Thread name is what ma? My runnable. Runnable. That is my runnable. So thread object is R. Here we are creating a runnable object, not thread object. Runnable object. That's why I am taken R. R is equal to new my runnable. Here this is the my runnable object. Here we are creating my runnable object. It's not a thread object. It's a my runnable object. What is that? My runnable R is equal to new my runnable. Then we are creating a thread object. Then we are creating thread object. Thread T is equal to new thread. Thread T is equal to new thread. This is the job of target runnable. This is the job of a target runnable method. So now what is the change of previous program and this program? Here we are creating runnable object. Here we are creating runnable object. So then we can start t dot start method as usual. So we start a thread. Your responsibility to specify or it starts the execution. So then for int I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, then you can write a logic. This entire the thing is this entire the logic, whatever the portion we are having from this block, so this going to be executed by the main thread. Already explained. So who is executed this portion? This portion is executed by the main thread. What is main thread ma? Here my runnable is the main thread. My runnable is the main thread. So here it will be executed by this one. So when the compiler comes to here, So it will until this only it will create the one thread, that is called what ma, main thread. That is what, main thread. When the controller comes to here, this method, this point, so automatically it will run this t dot start method. So when the controller comes to this point, t dot start method, automatically it will creates two threads. Now it will creates two threads. One is the main thread, second one is the child thread. One is main thread and second one is the child thread. So when the thread is when it will comes to this point, automatically the main thread will be executed. Automatically the main thread will be executed. So then when the controller comes to from t dot start here, then automatically it check will where is t. Now it will comes to here, thread t is equal to new thread. So here I mentioned within the parenthesis, I am not leaving this parenthesis empty, so I am mentioned with r. R is nothing but what ma, my runnable thread. Ante that is what ma, it is related to child thread. This is related to runnable child thread. So automatically when it will comes to this here, it will goes to this point, r is equal to new my runnable. R is equal to new my runnable. Automatically it will go and search in the particular block. So this is my runnable. Run methods override it according to that created constructor. Automatically it will execute this child thread. So directly it's not execute, first it will execute the main thread, then it will go to the, when it will reach to this point, automatically it will check, see here, then it will what is ma, t is equal to new thread, is r. So what is r, my runnable thread. R is what my, is the object for my runnable thread. So automatically it will go to the particular child block. It will execute this statement child thread. So suppose we are not mention this in this bracket, what will be happens, we are not written r here. We are not written the r means what ma, runnable object. R is a runnable object. We are not mention r here. What will be happen, nothing will be happen. It's not execute anything of related to the child thread. Okay, so that's why we need to create a first runnable object, then we can create a main thread object. So with the help of main thread we will execute this particular runnable object is related to the child thread. Then it will execute, it will take care about the particular statement. It will print the child thread. So are you understood what is the difference between extends thread class and by using runnable thread class? So in the runnable thread class, we can create a runnable or my runnable object, thread object. Sorry. So according to it will be execute. So what is the expected output according to this program? This is also the simultaneous execution part. So it's not given more number of outputs in like case 1, case 2, case 3 like this, but it will be in an order like this, either main thread 10 times it will print main thread or child thread. So yeah, maximum it will print like this, main thread 10 times, so after this child thread 10 times. So maximum it will print the same output, but we are not guarantee about it. So it sometimes it will be changed maybe. So my thread followed by child thread and my main thread followed by child thread, here no guarantee even time, every time we will get same output. So generally my thread follows child thread, so followed by child thread. In the previous what ma, sometimes main thread, sometimes child thread, sometimes child thread or main thread, like this it will be happens. It's changes its cases of outputs, but here the main thread follows child thread. So but sometimes it's no guarantee, always it's not follow the main thread, follow the child thread. So it will be changed, both the threads execute simultaneously. So as well as get the mixed output. Sometimes both the threads, here also the both the threads are executing simultaneously, that's why we will get the mixed output. That's why we will get the mixed output. So this is the output according to this particular program. So you have to understood these programs according to scenario. Already we have awareness of a particular class programs, how to create a class, how to create an instance object, through object how we can interact with this by using multiple inheritance or inheritance like this. Also we awareness of these concepts, you will easily understood these programs what I explained here. So are you understood, my friends? So according to my lecture, what is the topic of our lecture? Thread creation means how to create a thread. How many ways we are having to create a thread? We are having two types of ways. What are those, ma? By implementing extends thread class. Second one, by implementing the runnable interface. So how many steps we are following in the first way? Two steps we need to follow. How many steps we need to follow in the second way? We need to follow the three steps. According to, I will explain the program clearly. So hope you, my friends, all of you understood this. When you have to practice once again, you will easily understood. Thank you one and all.